Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to All Around Town Radio.
Working for the weekend, and I want to see a show. I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see.
Who's singing? I hear people singing in the background already. Hey, welcome to the program, everybody. It's Wednesday with the band, kind of an abbreviated edition today of what we normally do with a band interview because we're talking about a great fundraiser going on this Sunday at our happy place we call the Bell and the Bear. You can see it scrolling across the bottom. Let me bring my guest into the show, the Johnny Fink. How are you, Johnny?
Johnny!
My co-host in crime on Tuesdays, Karis, also the owner of the Bell and the Bear. Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, and I've got my little logo up there beside you, too. Isn't that sweet? And Scott, how you doing? Scott Woodham, or Woodham, however he wants me to say it. I'll say it any way he wants. And Scott, welcome to the program today. We're going to talk about this fundraiser.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so let's let everybody know out there what's going on. And guys, if you're watching today live, you can throw some questions in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. But let's get started. Who wants to take it first and tell me, first of all, about what we're raising money for? And it's called STAFF. And let's go with that, okay?
Let's go with Scott.
So STAFF is an acronym for Save the Animals Foundation. We are a local nonprofit located here in Cincinnati. We rescue cats and dogs. We take them out of either hoarding situations, off the streets. We give them a home, medical care, food, training, all that stuff. So at any time, we have about 250 cats and about 50 dogs, maybe 30 to 40 of which are on site. Some are off site in foster care. And we are a no-kill shelter, and we are fully volunteer run so that we don't have paid staff. Everyone who works with us does it just to help the animals.
Outstanding. And what a great cause this is. I mean, that's fun. And I know there's some people going to be there with their animals as well, because Karis's place is always pet friendly.
Yes.
Isn't it, Karis?
Yes. We've had birds, we've had cats, we've had dogs.
And that makes it fun. It does. It makes it fun. A lot of fun. So this event going on Sunday, I mean, we'll get to the musical lineup in a minute, Johnny. You've put together an incredible lineup for this. And what a bunch of caring people, by the way, our music community is to come out and play this thing. But it really is for a very special cause. And I know it's very special to Karis because she spends most of her life that she's not trying to run her business, running business of taking care of animals and doing some great things as well. So, Karis, anything you want to share with us about the event before we get heavy into it?
Well, I think it's going to be amazing. And as Johnny knows, I'm so happy that he came to me, but I do multiple charity events a year, and I always try to do at least one or two for the animals. And this one's really special because I actually had Johnny helping me out with this one. And it was Johnny's idea. And he asked me if I would be interested in it. And I am. And it's going to be great. We have a ton of gifts, raffles. We're going to do is pay what you can at the door. There's a bunch of great stuff up for. There's going to be a barrel of booze up for grabs. A guitar. Is there the guitar signed by everybody, right, Johnny?
Yep.
For an auction.
And we're going to show those items here at the end of the show too. We'll show some photos of them so people can get a chance to catch them.
And
Yeah, and
the staff people will also be bringing some baskets that will be raffled off. So,
Nice.
some liquor, some wine baskets. There's gift card baskets. There's a Jello shot basket. Just things that either volunteers or friends of the shelter have donated.
That's awesome. And staff's going to like have they're providing these like 8x11 posters of all, sorry, my dogs, 8x11 posters of available animals that are there. So everybody can take a look and see if, one sparks your fancy.
Just like Vicky, who's saying she needs a dog. Hers passed in January. I'm sorry to hear that,
Get
Vicky.
you a new best friend.
Yeah, let's
Absolutely.
fix Vicky up with her favorite best friend.
What I'll
All
do
our
is
animals are available on the website staff.org. So if she wants to go have a look, they're all up there.
and we'll feature a whole
Perfect.
bunch on the website that day. And if anybody wants information, like with each, ones that are available as well. And I'm going to sponsor the first 10 people that want to adopt a dog from this event as well. So
Awesome.
yeah,
Karis, you're wonderful when it comes to all that. You really are.
I'm broke, but it's wonderful.
That's all right. And Shane DeMoss saying hi. Hi, Shane. And I'm going to talk about your event at the very end of the show because he's got an event coming up tomorrow night we want to mention too today. So we'll get that in here at the end of the show. But Johnny, let me kick it over to you for a minute and let's talk about you coined a phrase there that I like to use about the bell, and it's musical mayhem. And that's what you say this is going to be. Tell me all the people you have lined up to play, and we'll throw up the list of them too while you're talking.
Yeah. So, when I came up with this idea, which really came from Scott, I don't know if you know this. This came from the open house that you all had at staff a few months back, because like many know, we adopted our dog from staff, but I'd never been in the facility other than the greet room, right? Mm-hmm. And there's us with Layla the day we got her. So at that open house, I was really able to see all the different runs and really how massive the place is and how many animals are there and how many people are volunteering. And it just sort of hit me. And Michelle and I started talking about, how much it costs. And, this poor dog here came in hit by a car and, he was in medical care for months before we could even think about adopting him. And we started talking about the financial ramifications of that. And I just came up with the idea, why don't we just do something to raise money for an awesome organization? I only went to one place, and that was to Karis, because I know her heart is near and dear to this type of cause. And then I just started making phone calls to all of the guys and girls that I know around the city. And I'll be honest with you, I did not have one person say no. I did not have one person. I did not have one person say, I'll think about it. I did not have one person say, I would love to, but it's my sister's wedding that day, whatever. Everyone. I had to stop calling people because we have so many people. And even since then, I've had people reach out to me. Can I come? Can I play? And I'm like, absolutely. Just come on out. We'll figure something out. So Scott, if you want to show the list, because really it is a who's of musicians in the city. Dudley Taft, of course, my good friend, Michelle's husband, has been part of staff and all of that for a long time. So, and then my good friend Scotty Bratcher, he was one of the first calls I made because he is a dog lover. If you don't know that, he has a couple different. What type of dog does he have? No, they're not bulldogs. They're boxers. He's a boxer man. So. Melissa Singer-Reed, Brian and Ann Coleman are both going to be there. It's tough to get one of them, but both said absolutely. My good friend Noah Witherspoon, he's a dog lover. He's rescued several animals that he still has. Kathy, of course, how could I do an event like this without Kathy? One of the biggest hearts in the music business in Cincinnati. Obviously, Gina McCann. If you know Gina McCann or if you're friends with her on Facebook, you cannot not see all of her animal photos. That's all she does is post the pictures of her two dogs, and they're lovely dogs. Danny Frazier, Casey Gomez, our friend, Dave Wade, Brian Boss Hogg, saxophone player, Rick Kern, who's a good friend from the Bell. Ben Walls, Jim Cuesta, and Greg Ambergy are both. Here's a funny side story. I contacted both of them at the same time about playing keyboards that day, and it took a minute for both of them to respond. And both of them responded at the same time and said, "I'll do it." And then I was like, "Oh, okay, we'll share, right?" And they're all like, "Awesome," So, and then since then, Craig Ballard is going to come play percussion that day. Roger Bates, who plays the drums in the Gina Johnny band. He'll be there as well. So there's going to be even more people than is on this list. And if you come to the event and you're not happy about the music, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and you're getting the cream of the crop of Cincinnati musicians there. That's a great lineup, and it ought to be a wonderful draw to bring some people in and spend a little money that day and help this cause out. I would hope so.
Right.
And I'd like to address Cara Lisa's question. No, there will be links for Venmo, whether it's through the Bell's Venmo, which I can transfer over, or through staff, something like that. It won't just be cash only. We'll have other options available for people other than cash.
Yes, Kara, thank you for that question. If you've got a question for anybody on the screen today, guys, throw it up there. We'd love to hear from you. And thanks for bringing that up, Kara. That's always good to know. So, Johnny, I'm looking forward to being there with you as well. We're going to have a lot of fun that day. We're going to enjoy a day of musicianship and also a day of raising some funds. And Scott, you might tell everybody just a little bit more about where these funds go that you raise at these events.
Sure. So, like I said, we are nonprofit and we are not funded by the city or the state. All of our operating budget comes from fundraisers, private donations, things like that. Our operating budget is about $1 million a year. Most of that goes to food or vet care. And that's about 80 to 90% of the money. We have very little overhead. Like I said, no paid staff. So the money doesn't go into anyone's pocket. Every dollar, every penny goes directly to the care of the animals.
Amazing. That's outstanding. And how many animals do you have in right now? Do you know?
Right now we just brought in 4 dogs yesterday. We're always bringing in new cats. Our cat population right now is about 230, I believe. In dogs, we've got 37 on site, and I believe we've got 13 in foster care.
Wow. That's a lot.
Yeah. And, they need food, training, vet expenses. So it adds up very quickly when we're caring for this many animals.
Yeah. And that I'm hoping here that by what we're doing, and I've seen you on some other social platforms talking about the event, hoping that it's a great packed house all day long for some wonderful music on Sunday. And Johnny, you've put together, like I said, a wonderful lineup of not only good musicians, but caring people.
Yeah, of course.
And, that's
I like
the
to
neat
associate
part.
myself with caring people, Scott. That's why I hang around you in Paris.
I don't know about that, but
yeah. But like I say it again, not one person said no. Not one person said, I'll think about it. Every one of them said, I'll be there. So we're going to kind of run it like the Jam does on Thursday nights, where my band will sort of start the house thing, and then we'll gradually introduce different people to play, sing, put some combinations. I mean, how cool will it be to see somebody like Noah Witherspoon playing with Casey Gomez, and I mean, people that don't normally share stages together because we are all playing our own shows. That's going to be what I really want to see, and I'm going to have the best seat in the house, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's going to be magic.
So where is staff located? Somebody asked that.
We are off Red Bank Road.
Okay.
Thank you, Diana, for that question. And Gary's asking if you have any winged friends available.
We are only cats and dogs. We don't do any birds or any kind of farm animals. There are some rescues that if we find some of those, we will get them to the right place, but we don't care for any of those in-house.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you for that question, Gary, as well. So let's talk about prizes, raffles, all those things available that day, what we're doing to raise money. And it just keeps building. I've seen the list of this, and it's like just before we started the show, Karis has another person giving and donating, which she does constantly. Mary from Nothing But Bunt Cakes gives. She had people walking around at Autism Rocks with the little mini butt cakes, handing those out to people. She's a very giving person as well. But let's talk about all the prizes if we can, and all the things you might bid on that day.
Sure. So the staff volunteers have donated. I think we've come up with the last I counted, we had 10 baskets.
Oh, wow.
I believe Dudley and Johnny, you guys have the guitar that everyone is going to sign. Yeah. Yep. There we go. So I would like to give you a number on the number of baskets, but it seems like it's only going to keep going up. So I can't even tell you, but there's going to be some really good stuff.
Yeah, and people, if you're watching today, please pass this on to your pet loving friends and all that out there, and tell them to come on down Sunday. There's not a lot going on right now. Football's over. Let's, before it gets into springtime and all the outdoor stuff, let's get some people to pack the house and bring their wallets with them and help donate to this cause. I mean, I don't know if you heard, if you're just joining the show, but you said in the upwards of 230 cats and next to like 40 dogs. That's sad is what it is to me, that you're having to care for that many animals, and the least we could do is help,
Yeah,
and I think
I will say a lot of our animals come from situations that, where they come in the door and they immediately require medical care. So some of our animals come in and, we're looking at $7,000-8,000 before we can even get them up for adoption. So when we're selecting animals like that, it tends to increase our costs a lot more. But, that's something that we really pride ourselves on, is we don't like to say no because of cost.
Gotcha. Okay. Johnny, tell me about some of these other raffle items that you've picked up. I know I saw one getting done at Autism Rocks.
Yeah. So Bronson Arroyo and his bandmates were kind enough to donate a drum head signed by the entire band. So that's pretty cool. I thought about keeping that and not telling anybody, but I changed my mind. Bronson has also signed a picture. There you go. And if you guys don't know, Mr. Arroyo will be inducted into the Reds Hall of Fame this year. So, not too bad, right? And
not
the guy
at all.
sing. I can't throw like he can, but I'll give him a run for his money on the singing part. But he's good. And then Mr. Ken Anderson, through the help of DJ Dave, also donated a signed ball, which again I thought about keeping, but people saw me take it, so I couldn't get away with that.
He might show up on Sunday. He's been letting me know. Yeah, they may show up on Sunday. They mentioned that a couple of times, even at Lori's. So, fingers crossed for that one. Yes, there'll be a food truck available, Diana.
And that was the last thing Ken Anderson said to me as I left the Autism Rocks event. I'll see you Sunday. So I'm betting he's going to be there, and that's outstanding because he loves the animals as well. I mean, that's
his wife and him love animals.
He was actually late to Autism Rocks because he had to take care of his dog. They showed up their dog sitter, and the dog sitter wasn't there, so they had to deal with some animal issues before they came. And he got in there and enjoyed the day with us. So, Johnny, let's recap the music real quick. And I know one thing special too. This is the 31st anniversary of Johnny Fink and the Intrusion as well on Sunday, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of funny because before COVID, I used to do we used to call it jamming with Johnny, where I would have a show and I would just have all my friends come and play. And through COVID, that of course just sort of went away. And then this year, when we turned 31, which is this month, February, I thought about doing that again. And then I thought, well, that's just a little self-serving. Why don't we just do it? Why don't we just make this event my celebration at the same time while doing, some really good things for the animals in the community. So yeah, I'm honored and humbled that we've lasted 31 years playing music, but it's going to be pretty special to do it in this way.
Got another question coming in. Scott, you can answer this one from Shane DeMoss. Is there a timeline that you're able to care for the animals at your facility?
As long as necessary. Some of them, unfortunately, will probably live their lives out at staff. That's never the goal, but if that's what it takes to keep them in a loving environment, then that's what we do.
Wow.
Hey, Scott, I'll add to this. Our friend Michelle Taft, that is her primary role at staff when she volunteers, is she takes care of the animals that have been there the longest, which usually there's some issues one way or the other. And that's her dedication, is to take care of those animals and that they have love, whether it's just in that facility and whether they ever get adopted or not. That's her life mission. And it really is, when you talk to her about that, it hits you that this is really a special thing that she does.
Yeah, Michelle is an amazing individual. She, like you said, she cares for a lot of our dogs that are very selective in who they let handle them. And Michelle amazingly seems to be best friends with all of them. So she's incredible.
In
Well, let's
fact,
talk.
she fostered our dog when she got neutered.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right, before we had her. Right.
Johnny and Scott, let's talk about how people can donate as well if they can't make the event. If they're tied up on Sunday, how can they donate to the cause?
So if you visit our website, www.staf.org, we take donations directly through the website. We're working on, we have Venmo and stuff like that. But the easiest way is just to go on the website, and there's a big donate now button. We try to make that very prominent. And that's the easiest way to do it.
And I'll
All right,
provide that
folks.
link. I'll provide the link on the event and on our page multiple times a day. We'll do that. And like I said, I will also provide the Bell and the Bears Venmo link, which then I can just transfer over to staff to make it easier as well. As many options as we can, we'll take care of that, of donating options.
Try and
Perfect.
make it as easy as possible. If someone wants to give us money, we try and make it as easy as possible for them.
Yeah.
So,
That sounds great. We've got a couple more pictures too here. I think I can share. How about those two?
Yeah.
Look at those faces. And
That's our dog Layla on the right and her sister on the left. That was this past summer when they were reunited after being separated for about 2 years. They lived together in southern Kentucky and were in a kill shelter, so they were about to be euthanized when staff heard about them, and someone, God bless their soul, drove all the way down to southern Kentucky and rescued both of those two siblings, raised them to be adoptable in staff, and one of them is ours today, and the other one lives 5 miles away. So we try to get them together every now and then.
They look really happy in that
Yeah,
picture.
they were.
They really do.
That was a fun day. Yeah.
Scott, if somebody, Diana has another really good question. She's just killing it with these questions today. Are you taking cat dog food donations at the event?
So generally, we do not take food, specifically if it's opened. If it's unopened food that we use, we will take it. But we're selective in what we feed the animals. They're on a consistent diet. So unless it's what we use, probably not. But
how about the money that you? But the money that you would spend on the food, you can just donate that though. Right. So.
Yes, absolutely. Let's take one more look here at a couple.
That's the picture of the sisters right before they were adopted.
Nice.
Yeah, when they were still in the facility.
All right. What else do we have to share today? Anything else, guys, on this wonderful event going on Sunday from 2 to 7 at the Bell and the Bear? And the music starts at 3, right? Yeah,
the music will go from roughly 3 till 7 or until I fall over and, pass out. But that I can't speak to cares, what time will you all be open and all of that. I don't know.
We open at 12 and close at 2 a.m. So you're welcome to stay and donate all day. Just a reminder, guys, there will be really good raffles. Like I said, a barrel of booze. That will be like a separate raffle, a higher end raffle. There'll be I'm doing a whole swag bag. Tons from staff. They're donating a whole bunch. They've got a whole bunch of baskets. So there's going to be a lot of different things there for everybody to raffle on or to just donate. And $1.
Thank you, Kevin. Kevin Cooper said he just donated. It takes less than a minute.
There you go, Kevin Cooper.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
He always likes, one up,
Hey, he could be the first donor on the show today. That's good.
That's amazing.
Yes. There we go. So anything else, Scott, you have to share with everybody?
We are looking forward to a great event. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's involved. Like I said, this is how we are able to stay open, through people being generous, right? We don't receive money from Cincinnati or Ohio. So everything that we make from these fundraisers literally goes directly into the care for our animals. So it's great to see this, and just thank you to everyone who's been so kind to make us the beneficiary.
And I completely forgot, every dollar donated is going to be matched. So let's literally every single dollar will be matched. So let's make this like a really big one. I completely forgot about that.
Well, I'm glad you
Kevin
thought of
Cooper
it here
just
at
gave
David.
I know. I'm like,
Kevin Cooper just done it twice what he thought he was going to.
the
No.
Peters are so unbelievably generous. Like the Kelly and Brian Peters, they do this, and it just blows my mind every single time. So, guys, like honestly, I don't want to take advantage of them, but let's take advantage of them when it comes to charity. Let's donate as much money as we possibly can. So
They have hearts of gold. They really do.
oh my God,
I mean, they have done
huge
so
hearts of
much,
gold.
so much.
Yeah.
Well, can I indulge just a minute? And I need to talk about one more fundraiser, and then we'll recap this at the very end with all you guys. If you'll just hang with me just a moment. Let me throw something up on the screen here if I can. Tomorrow night, Harrigan's Tavern. It's called Moe's Harrigan's Tavern in Kettering, Ohio. A good friend, Brian Boggs, has to have surgery for esophageal cancer. And Brian is a wonderful person. He's a music lover and an even better human being. And there's a fundraiser going on tomorrow night at Harrigan's, and that fundraiser will be being put on by Shane DeMoss and company. A ton of musicians there, and they'll have 50-50 raffles and things going on at that event. So tomorrow night, it starts about 7-ish, I believe. So if you want to join the group there, I'm going to be stopping by that one as well, and wishing Brian well as he goes to have surgery this week. So that's another great event going on in the area. And Shane DeMoss, if you're still watching, thanks for putting that together. It was a very last-minute event when everybody found out about this. And Brian is one that you'll see his face in the audience at many music shows, especially in the Dayton area. And he's one of my favorite trivia players. He makes me laugh and all those things. So Brian, and I have a special place with Brian as well. So we're looking forward to that one on Thursday. And hopefully it'll go as well as this one's going to go on Sunday, guys. Johnny Fink, thank you.
Thank you, Scott. I really appreciate the support.
Can I ask Shane a question, or you might know this? Can we donate even if we're not there? Is there a way for us to donate?
Yes, there is a GoFundMe on Shane has online with this event and those kind of things. I know I've seen that. Shane, any other answer to that you want to throw in there? We'll wait for you to answer. It takes a minute for the comments to come in. And I'll be there Sunday as well. Going to do a little MC work for Mr. Johnny and for the bands and things like that. What do you got going there?
Before we leave, somebody wants to say hi.
Layla, we're going to see Layla.
Oh, I love it.
What a cutie.
Let me zoom in on that one there. All right, let's get that one up. All right.
She's tired. She had a long day at the puppy daycare.
Oh, what a sweetheart. I want to kiss her face.
Love it. Love it. Karis, that's the way to Karis's heart. Just show a dog and she mellows right out. she can be fired up and you show her a dog and she's
especially if it's a pit bull or a senior. or a dog was, I'm like, I'm done. Just done.
Yeah, Shane's going to share it on the link here too. The link on here for the GoFundMe. Thank you for that, Shane. I appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. There is the link. And you guys that are watching, and if you're watching after the fact, which so many people do, they can't catch it at 5. Please hit that donate button if you can't be there Sunday. And come on out Sunday. We'd love to see you at the Bell and the Bear for this wonderful event. Starts at 2 in the afternoon. Music starts at 3. But you can donate all day long, as Karis says.
Yeah.
Anything else, Scott?
Now, Scott, keep track of the donations starting now so we know what to give to.
Yeah,
we'll do.
Yeah.
And nothing else from me other than a giant thank you to everyone involved. It's truly amazing what just the caring spirit of everyone who put this together.
Well, I'd like to say thank you to you and the whole team there at staff who do this literally for the love of animals. So thank you.
Save the Animals Foundation.
Cheers me up. My heart is huge for that. Like, I'm going to start crying in 3 seconds. So
Save the Animals Foundation Cincinnati. You can find them online. You've got a Facebook, I've seen, I believe,
yeah,
right?
Facebook. We're on Instagram. Our Instagram is fantastic. It's literally cats and dogs. So check that out.
Perfect. Well, Scott, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you being on our little different than our normal Wednesday with the band where we're chatting with a bunch of musicians. So it's been fun to have you here. And Karis, thank you as always for your huge heart and what you do for the animals and for even us human animals. We appreciate you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Johnny Fink, thank you. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see y'all later. Thanks so much for being with us. Guys, don't forget to join me tomorrow at 5 o'clock for Who's Playing Out, brought to you by Froggies in Monroe, the best music in the tri-state and the venues that bring it to you. We'll see you next time here at Hall Around Town Radio. I'm Scott Hall, your host. Bye-bye, everybody.
Everyone enjoys getting out on the town for some live music. And there's nothing like going backstage and down the hall for a VIP pass to the inside information and interviews with the bands, singers, and songwriters that you enjoy. Welcome to Hall Around Town Radio.
Working for the weekend.